Go ahead.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks and our movie of the week. I'm your host today, Sean, and with me I have Lynn.
What's up, everybody?
It's just us two today. Eddie had some Pokemon to catch, and Brendan had to take care of some other business. So the movie we chose
Brendan's in Pallet Town.
Yeah, Brendan's in Pallet Town. They're rivals actually, and we got to go battle at the first gym. So it's just Lynn and I today. We watched the movie Ratchet and Clank, and let's get into some of the little aspects, the stuff I want to talk about real quick. First off, a little summary. When the galaxy comes from under the threat of a nefarious space captain, a mechanic and his newfound robot ally join an elite squad of combatants to save the universe. Lynn, what'd you like about the film?
The animation's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's very cute. It's very kid friendly, and that's all I got.
Okay, I like what you said. They're kid friendly. The movie is rated PG. PG.
Well, to be honest, this should not have gotten a PG.
No,
I think that's too. This should have gotten just a regular G rating.
You think so?
I think all age kids would be able to watch this and not have a problem. I think the only reason it had a PG rating was just because there was, fighting and shooting and things like that.
I thought it should have been like PG-13.
No way. That thing was so tame, man. The games are more PG than the movie was.
Okay, well maybe I'm just amplifying my feelings towards the movie right now, because I was like, holy cow, they're killing in the movie, but then they're trying to pass it off like the dude's dead. Spoiler, dude's dead, but he all of a sudden he's like in robotic form. Like, dude, he died, and his being went to a robot. I was a little like, whoa, I thought this was supposed to be for kids.
Hold on. To burst your bubble, then so should every other Disney movie, because we pretty much get worse things in Disney films when it comes to death.
I'll say this though, but I mean, it was like on screen and you saw it happening. So I was like, holy cow! I was a little shocked when I saw PG rating. But I have to agree with you. The animation was very nice. It looked really good. I haven't played the new one on PS4. Have you played that one?
Neither have I. No, I haven't played the new one because I usually wait until they're dirt cheap. The Ratchet and Clanks, basically all the franchise titles that are like this, like the Sly Coopers and things like that, I usually just wait until they're dirt cheap. I'm never going to pay full price for them. So, and I think when this came out, it still came out as a budget title, but even then I wouldn't have paid that much.
Yeah.
But I've played the previous ones.
The reason I was asking, so I wanted to see what you thought looked better. I would assume the movie looks better, but in this whole department of animation and stuff, I definitely like the animation. So I agree with you there. I liked the little the little Easter egg for Sly Cooper. That was cool. I like that, and I probably liked the first 15 minutes of it, maybe.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're being overly harsh on it, because I took it for what it was, a kid's film, and I approached it as such. I didn't approach it as oh look, this is a gaming movie. So
I was just watching the movie, and I right off the bat, I was like, okay, this is a kid's movie. I got bored with it really fast.
Now here's where I can agree with you on that. There are times that I walked away from it because, of course, I did it in the afternoon, so I had to pay attention to what my kids were doing, and I ended up playing with them at times and then coming back and sitting and see, okay, what I miss? All right, I got it. So there are little spots that I'm like, I shied away from, and I think it's because as much as it tried to be funny, it did not keep my interest as far as a comedy.
No, there's other kid movies that are like Pixar or DreamWorks where they understand how to write a joke that can make kids laugh, but can have a double entendre to it for us adults, you know. Yeah. And the companies that made this film, I guess that's just not their. It was Insomniac who wrote everything. The Ratchet and Clank, the movie, is all Insomniac. The only thing they did was they outsourced the animation to a company. I don't know what
so basically, that movie side was taken care of. But what gets me is that some of the voices in here surprised me because I didn't expect them to be who they were until the end credits. I kept John Goodman, Grimroth. He's the mechanic that I kept saying, is that him? Is that him throughout the whole thing? Because I said, if it's not, the guy who is the voice was really had him. And then when I saw that it was him, I was like, oh shit. And then what's his, let me see, Victor, the main bad robot.
The whole movie I was trying to figure out what it was.
No way in hell did I think it was Sylvester Stallone.
I was like, who is that? That sounds so familiar. I can tell who Paul Giamatti was, and I thought actually Paul Giamatti.
It was right. He was awesome.
He did enough with his voice to make it. Like it's Paul Giamatti, but you can lose yourself in it, and it's the character. You know, when I heard John Goodman as Grimroth, I was like, oh, that's John Goodman. The one I didn't know, which I liked, was Rosario Dawson. I actually liked her character's voice and what she did. I was like, the whole movie, I was like, who is that? I like that character's voice. So I really liked that one.
Yeah.
But
I picked up on her. Her voice is easy to tell. I'm surprised you didn't catch it because there's a lot of reflections that made me think back to Clerks too.
Yeah, no, it took me the whole movie until because the only two names that I caught ahead of time were Paul Giamatti on John Goodman's. I didn't catch Rosario Dawson's on the intro stuff. I totally missed that part. But I felt like the voice acting wasn't bad. The voice acting was pretty.
No, I think to be fair, the voice acting was top notch. My thing with this, with how short it was, it runs a little over an hour.
It felt like 2 hours.
Just a little over an hour.
I was sitting there watching the whole thing. I felt like it was a 2-hour movie. I was like, when the hell is this thing going to end? I'm telling you, like we were talking about, I got really bored with this film, and I really stuck in there to watch it. And I was just like, come on. All right, come on. And
see, my thing that I liked about it is the whole premise that the little guy is the hero. I love they kept that because that's the big thing with, and it looked like a lot of the times the little guy was Clank more so than Ratchet, because there are a lot of times that Clank looked more the hero than Ratchet, and I like that. I don't know. I love the two main characters. Don't get me wrong. I think they're a perfect buddy team, but I think the animation should have been done in TV show format, whether Netflix wise or what have you, so that way they could flesh it out better instead of a short movie like this. I think Ratchet and Clank suits a animation. It deserves a TV show, but I don't think it deserves a movie. You know what I mean?
Not a half-hour thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That would. I think.
I definitely would. Definitely an entire series. I'm talking about a normal cartoon series.
Episode 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
No, I'm not talking about 6 episodes. Traditional cartoon series.
Well,
traditional cartoon series. Because these
on
characters are strong enough.
On that point, because that kind of highlights my next thing that I was gonna say is, and you probably feel differently based on what you just said. I didn't feel like Ratchet and Clank had this amazing relationship. I didn't feel like they had this. I felt like the conversations between them were pretty generic, and Ratchet they didn't show that. I didn't see this any moment where they just bonded. They bonded where like, except for the end when Clank went back to Ratchet to help him with the Flash proton scrub, you know. Other than that, I feel like
well, that goes back. You gotta see. That's because you have to go back to a little bit to the first games, where Ratchet took Clank as more like a utility tool, and that's them doing that without really having to go through that. But you still saw how Clank was worried about Ratchet throughout the whole thing, like when he's flying around with Quark in the rocket boosters, and you know there are times you got to pick up on it. And they did it in no lines, just straight visuals.
I don't think it was as well done as it should have been on that.
I like I said, I think you're being a little too harsh on it. For kids, for kids type film, I think they got away with it just fine.
Film, yeah, sure, but that doesn't mean it should be a lesser product. I finished this movie and
what's
up?
No, I was gonna say. See, once again, for me, it was okay overall. I don't think you're being like, I think overly on the negative side from what I'm getting, and that's the vibes I'm getting. Could be wrong.
Overall, I didn't like the movie. Let's keep getting down to the serious, like the little stuff, but I didn't like the movie. That's pretty much. I was hoping I was gonna like it. I was really hoping I was gonna like it. I felt like.
See, I didn't mind that. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay.
The title of Ratchet and Clank and the title Ratchet and Clank. Since I've never played any of the games, I expected to see some kind of bond, and I left feeling like I didn't see that bond, except for the end.
But you have no knowledge of Ratchet and Clank in general, so how could you expect that?
Because the title is Ratchet and Clank.
How could you not expect that?
Expect what?
I mean, you're making the assumption that just because it's first of all the entire series is Ratchet and Clank, that doesn't mean they're up each other's butt, and googling over each other. But this has the traditional buddy formula like in Abbott and Costello or Laurel and Hardy, that type of relationship.
Laurel and Hardy and Abbott and Costello, and I don't know about that.
No, I'm sorry. You got the straight man, who's what have you, which is Clank, and the serious one, at the same time being the smart one, and then you got the goofball, which is Ratchet, but at the same time is the tool guy, and that's pretty much how it was. Their relationship, if you realized and you paid attention to the movie, they could not get anything done unless they worked together. And the perfect example is that first battle when they first introduced them to the team, and they're taking care of all those robots. They had no idea what they were doing, but they were just like throwing things off, and they worked well together. The moment that they got separated in training and things like that, things did not go well for Ratchet at all, and vice versa. So you had to see that there was a connection. And it was there. You just got to pick up on it. And it happened because when they were separated, they couldn't get anything done. But the moment the two were together, like whether it's on his back or in the ship with him or anything like that, they got things done.
Well,
I think those were the types that I think you were just so ho-hum about it. You just completely missed all that.
No, I watched it. Sat there,
which is understandable.
And there were parts where I just got even more complacent with it throughout the film as the film kept going on. The one part that kind of bugged me was, they've invaded the area and then they get separated, and Quark gets confronted by Drek and his little PR team. And then they're all up on him, like telling him, like, they did this to you. Ratchet did this to you, right? And then all of a sudden they cut to the team guy leaving, and he's back with the team. And I was like, what the hell? What the heck just happened? If this was a real movie, like a live action film, I'm pretty sure you'd have issue with that.
What you're talking about after he signed the deal?
I'm talking about when they first they decide to
When they were presenting Quark with the deal to betray the team and have him sign so he could be, the hero again and push Ratchet out of the way. And you're saying, well, we see him here, and then out of nowhere he's back with the team all of a sudden. It's just a jump cut. That's all it is. I've seen many movies who've done that before.
If it was a action movie, I would have had an issue with it, and I'm sure you would have had an issue with it too. Because that's like a big story point right there. Like, what just happened?
No, they got their point across. They got Quark to sign the deal.
No. There's more missing from there, and to me, it was a bad cut. It's a bad choice to cut. There was issues with the film.
There wasn't
There's
anything
issues with the film. I feel like it was not anything I was hoping it for it to be. If I had kids, sure, I'd pop it on for the kids, but I was disappointed in this thing.
I think you expected too much. It's not fucking Rosebud and Citizen Kane and shit like that. It's a simple animated film to keep the kids. But I'm just telling you, you're trying to make it seem like this. It's got to be more meaningful, and it's just something to put on to kill a little bit of time and have fun with it. And like I said, it was okay, meh, no big deal. That's it. I don't. It has what?
Don't get me wrong. It's nowhere near #horror. Nowhere near that. It's nowhere near that.
Dude, that name should not be mentioned. Your fucking mouth should be set on fire right now for saying that name.
Nowhere near that. So don't think that I'm saying this movie's as bad as that movie. But I came out of this one not enjoying it. Anything else you want to point out about this film that they did cleverly, or that you liked about the film, or just flat out anything else? Any other specific moments?
No, I think the key thing was the animation was great. I wish it wasn't a movie. Like I said, this would have done better as like a Netflix original series or anything like that, because you could have been able to flesh out more of the characters and build the story better. I think this was obvious a rush job to sell the game.
Think about it.
This is obvious.
So we were before we went on, I looked at some of the stuff on IMDb. Think of this as their marketing and research budget, because the film cost $20 million. So I mean, let's just say that's marketing right there for the game. And out of that $20 million, you also got a movie, and then you made some of it back on that marketing budget because you made almost $9 million in the U.S. Probably made more overseas. So you got a good portion of that back. So it was actually a pretty good marketing tool for the game. So I mean, I'm totally in agreement with you right there.
But it also had a quick turnaround. Yeah. As far as it didn't stay in theaters long because they won't. The key to that was also to put out the DVD and Blu-ray just as quick as it leaves theaters, so that way, hey, look, I can buy the game and the movie at the same time.
It was only in theaters for 3 weeks. Go. So yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that. So in that aspect, Sony and the people that made this, that together published it, produced it, did a good job in that aspect. So I'm pretty sure they didn't lose out on much money at all.
To be honest, I hope Insomniac takes other chances like this, but does it flesh it out longer. If you're going to do a movie, make it 90 minutes. Not only that, so you can flesh out the story, but not only that, take a chance, even if you don't want a movie, try a TV series. With Netflix wanting to buy as much original program as possible, you got a chance. Amazon the same way. Amazon, they could do it through like the pilot episode thing that they do, and just see how that floats. And then if it works well, then you put out the other ones. You know what I mean? So there's options, and I hope they take this as a learning curve and do it with other franchises they have, like a Sly Cooper or things along that nature. You know what I mean? Don't let this hinder them. I don't want them. That'd be awesome. But I mean, Microsoft should get on top of that one.
And
with Sunset, because I don't care what anybody. Sunset Overdrive.
Little Sunset Overdrive babies.
Yeah. Yes. Put out a sequel. Put out a freaking sequel, Insomniac.
Okay, with that being said, let me get your final thoughts about this movie.
It's cute. It's fun. It's okay. Not a big deal. If I was to grade it, I would say a C for effort.
You are grading it.
Well, it's a C. Well, the reason why I say it's a C for effort, and just like a C minus for execution, because there's still.
Okay, so we're actually not that far off, you and I, Lynn.
Yeah. With how critical you're being to it, I'm surprised.
I mentioned hashtag horror. Don't hold me to my grade comparison to hashtag horror. Regardless of what my grade is on this, and whatever my grade was on hashtag horror, I'm sure I gave hashtag horror an F. If I didn't, it's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. That being said, I'm actually not that far away from you, Lynn, on grading it. For me, it'd probably be a C minus. To be honest with you, it's not something I hate. I just didn't like it. If I had a kid, I'd play this for them. I thought the animation was good. I thought the voice acting was good. I felt like they could have done better in other parts. But that's coming from me as an adult. You know? So, overall, I don't hate it. I was disappointed in it. So, you know.
Yeah, but you're saying you're disappointed because you're expecting too much.
Yeah, I went into this one really hoping, and my feelings for it, like, there was stuff that was on the nose. Like, the first, right in you start the movie, it's like, bad villain speech in 3, 2, 1, right? And then it kept doing that over and over and over again. I'm like, all right, the first time was cool. I'm getting tired of that thing. It's not funny anymore. Like, it stopped being funny after the second time. But they're like, right on top of the villain base. And I'm like, okay. Again, I'm not that far from where you're grading it, though, Lynn. Like I said, C minus for me. We're pretty close on this one. My C minus is feeling different to me than your grade is.
See, I'm glad that I for one am not taking this movie too seriously, like I usually do with all the other ones, and because pretty much the roles are reversed. Usually, out of all of us, I take the movie too seriously, or I look into things more in the film than usual. And here I am, just having fun with this one, seeing it for just an okay film, and just going with it.
You place it.
So I'm glad I'm glad the roles. What?
PlayStation fanboy.
Well, no. Actually, the one thing I will give them credit when it comes to creating Mario-type franchises, that's one thing Insomniac has pulled off. And both Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank are awesome games. So,
with that being said, you said C. You said a C or C plus?
C overall, but just C minus for the execution.
Yeah, C for Lynn, C minus for me. Lynn had fun with it and enjoyed it in his ways. I was disappointed, but if I had a kid, I definitely probably would understand this better. So yeah, there you go, you guys. Next week is going to be a solo outing for myself. The week after that, we get another group movie of the week. Hopefully, get the other guys in on that one. And let us know if you guys have any suggestions for that group movie of the week. Lynn, take us home. Let us know where they can find you.
Only at AKA Geeks, whether it's here on YouTube, Facebook, the Twitter page, our podcast, which we just put up an episode yesterday, episode 50, where we talk about a lot about the Scorpio, some Switch news, and other things like that. And you can find me online at Ash Darkthorn on Xbox Live, and then Ash_Darkthorn on PlayStation Network. That's pretty much it.
Everything we've said. You guys catch me on Xbox One, Switch Space 187, on PS4 under Swish Drop. So for Lynn and myself, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys